We haven't very often made videos in Burncoose Gardens, but many of you who visit the nursery will know that our 30-acre woodland gardens have a great deal to offer. And I thought that today we'd just have a little peep around and look at the rhododendrons, which are looking absolutely fantastic as we speak today in late April. And behind me we've got rhododendron High Sheriff, and next door to it rhododendron Countess of Haddington. Now rhododendron High Sheriff, with its very delicate pink flowers, is a cross made at Cahay's between rhododendron decorum and rhododendron williamsianum. It's not a huge bush, but it's probably up to about 10 feet, whereas Countess of Haddington is one of the great scented rhododendrons that is so covered in flower that you can hardly see its leaves. The scent standing here is quite extraordinary. And when we back off a minute, you suddenly see this wonderful undercarpet of Burncoose underneath the rhododendrons. Bluebells absolutely everywhere, right through the garden, and it's at this time of the year one of the key features of the garden. And now we're looking back up the drive and we're looking towards Azalea amina. You wouldn't believe that was an evergreen rhododendron, it's so plastered in flowers. And if we turn round, then we look at rhododendron Schlippenbacki on the other side of the drive, a deciduous rhododendron species, which is looking quite lovely at the moment, as well as its light green new leaves just come out. A bit further up the drive we get another rhododendron, which is a seedling from the same cross of decorum and williamsianum, and this is called High Sheriff. It was also bred at Cahay's by my father, and it's a much lighter colour but a very similar growing tight compact bush. And either side of it you've again got plants of Azalea amina, but the plant this side is rather peculiar because suddenly it has sported not the normal purple, but half the plant is producing bright red flowers. We've often seen sporting in camellias where a branch of a camellia plant can produce different coloured flowers. It's rather more unusual in azaleas, but it can and does happen exactly as we're seeing here. An odd combination of the red and the purple and the pinky white of the rhododendron. A spectacle, and a very fragrant one, I can assure you, if you were standing here today. And at this time of the year, just when you think that the Asiatic magnolias have gone over, we now move into the time of the year for the yellow magnolias. And this is Magnolia Yellow Lantern, which has a rather peculiar sprawling habit, as is natural. The petals or the tepals are always a bit crinkly as they come out of the tight bud, but when you look up into the sky you see this plant is now about 25-30 feet tall, and it's absolutely covered in flowers, not all of which are fully out yet. This is only one of many yellow magnolias in the gardens here at Burncoose, and we have actually planted a yellow magnolia garden in the next door field. We only started that 2 years ago, but already we've got very nearly 80 different yellow magnolias growing in one place. So we're setting ourselves up for the future to be the yellow magnolia garden of Cornwall at Burncoose, which will be quite a thing. So I'm nearly back at the entrance from the nursery into the Burncoose Gardens, and here we see rhododendron Saffron Queen, another Cahay's bred rhododendron. Very compact, tight habit, perfectly suitable for a small garden, beautifully scented. And as we pan around here, you see the enormous rhododendron Loderi King Georges, which are pink in bud and then they open fully white. They're huge rhododendrons, and the flowers are equally huge, and the scent is absolutely breathtaking, as good as anything you could wish to find in the garden today. And when we look down here, we're beside a weeping birch and a cornice. Coming up through the middle of it is another Loderi King George. Absolutely fantastic. A little further down the drive we've got a Rhododendron Sina Grande that's been here 60 or so years, survived the dry summers because we've watered it, It's not as good a yellow as some forms of Rhododendron Sinogrande, but huge leaves and huge flowers. And just turning to the other side of the drive, what a colour combination here. This is Rhododendron Emma Williams, the pink one, which is a Tetrapeplum hybrid, and slightly paler in colour and paler when it's full out is an unnamed rhododendron hybrid between Rhododendron Williamsianum and Rhododendron Martinianum. Very compact growing bush, and we've got lots of plants together here which are all mingling in together to give this stunning effect today. And over the top of them, the first of the deciduous azaleas just creeping into flower. Loads to see. This is rather more than a February-March camellia and magnolia garden. Come along soon and see the best of the rhododendrons here in the Burncoose Garden. Thank you.